Hi, hello friends, welcome back, welcome to another video. This week we're doing a holiday reading vlog. I'm so excited. I feel like I have a pretty good holiday TBR, and surprisingly, I requested a number of them on Libby, and a number of them have come in through my Libby holds. So I feel like we're getting right into the holiday reading, which is perfect because my holiday decorations are up. I've started Christmas shopping. I'm in the holiday mood and I need my books to match. There's just something about reading like holiday reads that puts you into the festive spirit. And Christmas and holiday season is one of my favorite times of the year. As someone who's not a big winter person, this makes this time of year joyful for me. And reading these books is just making me so excited to do holiday things and have my own little magical holiday moments. So let's get into it. A lot of these holiday reads are on my 10 before the end, which with a month and a half left of the year, I gotta get moving. I really do. I think I'm 15 books away from my reading goal this year, which was 75. I think I've hit the 60 book mark, and right now I'm usually reading like 2 books at a time. I usually have an audiobook going, and right now I'm reading a lot of Kindle books, but I have been reading a lot of physical TBR books as well. So usually I have at least 2 formats on the go at all times so that I can read in different occasions. I like to read audiobooks a lot when I am driving or doing things around the house, cleaning, organizing, that kind of thing, or like doing mundane tasks, going for a walk, that kind of stuff. But especially in cozy season, like winter, I really love to like cozy up on the couch with either my Kindle, my ebook, or a physical book. I basically have a book for every moment of every day. So I think as long as I keep that up and I have audiobooks and like a physical or ebook on the go kind of at the same time, I think I can make my reading goal, which is really exciting. So let's talk about the audiobooks that I'm going to be reading this week because I have them loaned from the library. One I have already started and I am about 30%, I'm now 40% of the way through. That is the Gingerbread Bakery by Lori Gilmore. This was a skip the line audiobook for me. I don't think it was going to be ready for me in time for like the holidays. I did get a skip the line, so I started that right away because skip the line loans in Libby, you only get 7 days to read them instead of like the full 21 that you get with a normal library loan. So that had to be first on the go and I had to get going. And today I went to Ottawa with my mom, so I listened to it driving to pick up my mom and driving home after dropping her off. So I did get a good chunk in today of that, and I'm really liking this one. This one might be my favorite of this series so far. I've read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I think this one is my 3rd one. These books are very much Hallmark movies in a book. They're very cutesy, seasonal romances. They are great in audio. There are some books that I just enjoy more as audiobooks rather than reading them physically, and these books by Lori Gilmore are some of those books. And the Gingerbread Bakery might be my favorite one so far. It's second chance romance, and this is the shocking part about this. It's because it's like dual timeline, like a then and now situation. I don't love that. I'm impatient. I want to be in the now. I want to know what's going on now. In some books like this, I'm like, you don't have to show me. You could just tell me what happened, and we could just keep going in the now timeline. Like you could just tell me real quick. Like I'm just impatient. So that like the dual timeline situation is not a favorite trope or literary device, I guess, of mine. But I'm actually really liking it in this book. It's really cute. And I think it helps that the chapters are not like too long. So we're not like in the then aspects for a very long time. But this one follows our FMC Annie and our MMC Mac, who had some sort of relationship when they were 19, but Mac was leaving the small town to do some solo traveling after they've like graduated high school, just to get out of the small town that he's grown up in and see some of the world. And to my knowledge, they had some kind of deal to meet up after a certain amount of time, and he never showed, and he broke her heart that way. There is supposedly a reason as to why, but she refuses to hear it. We don't know yet. Mac has then, as an adult, moved back to that small town, and Annie, being heartbroken, wants like nothing to do with him, but he's still in love with her. She's obviously in love with him too. She's just hurt. So now 2 of their best friends are getting married, and they're sort of like forced to work together a little bit or be around each other and sort of confront their past. And it's really really cute. I'm really cheering for them. I'm really enjoying this one a lot. I feel like these have always been like fun, lighthearted, seasonal reads that I give maybe like 3.5 to 4 stars to. That's my like general rating scale for these. But this one is so good so far. It might be on the upper end of the 4-star range. I'm not really sure. We'll see how it ends. But it's just like a good, lighthearted holiday rom-com. So that's what we're starting with. And then I think I'm going to go into A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is one I've had on my TBR for a really long time. Basically, since it came out, I have the other books in this series also, and I just haven't gotten to them. I don't know why. This is like the curse of being a mood reader, is that I sometimes just don't get to books that I buy and do want to read, but this year we are. So I think I'm gonna do that one next. And then I have Time to Shine by Rachel Reed. And this one is a queer hockey romance set in Calgary, written by a Canadian author from out east. So I'm very excited for that one too. And then maybe I'll start a couple physical holiday reads. 2. I have not yet decided, but everything just feels so festive, especially now that my Christmas decorations are up. I truly can't wait to just be in the Christmas atmosphere. I need it to snow a lot to truly bring holiday magic, but I'm so excited to get into holiday reads this week. I'm so happy about it. I can't wait. So welcome. Let's go read some holiday reads together. I have a reading update for you. First of all though, I'm so excited that hot chocolate season is back because I mean, I get to use my favorite Christmas mug. I love hot chocolate, so I'm really excited about that. And I also made myself some cinnamon sugar toast today because I was just craving it. But reading update, I am 71% of the way through the Gingerbread Bakery. I'm loving it so far, like actually loving it. It's so cute. It's a little bit saucy. Hi, Ollie. It's so good. I don't know if it's the audio or like, I don't know if I would have a different experience reading it as a physical book, but I'm loving the audiobook so much. It's so festive. I'm loving the second chance. They're sort of starting to reconcile and I feel like one of the townspeople because everybody in the town knows that they're in love with each other and they know that there's something going on between them and they know that they have a history and that the hate that they like throw at each other is really just like a defense mechanism, particularly for our FMC. And I think they're all like rooting for them to get together. And I think there's certain times where they sort of come up with issues that like force the two of them to be together and work together so that they can sort out the problems. And I too feel that level of nosy and that level of interference. I too would be like, oh, can you guys go do this thing for me so that what you can just be together and figure it out. Like I would force them together. You know what I mean? I am rooting for them so bad. I feel like I belong in this town. But yeah, it's so cute. They're gonna start to reconcile now and I'm so excited for it. And like I said earlier, like I'm not a huge fan of dual timeline, like a then now situation, but I'm really enjoying this one. Maybe it's because the chapters like are so short. They are really well connected with the present day chapters. They sort of give context to present day chapters, which is exciting. And I quite enjoy seeing like how these two characters came together. So this might be an exception of the I don't like dual timeline rule because I'm really enjoying it. It's making me feel so happy to read too. Like I feel like I'm just like smiling and I feel giddy while I'm listening to it and it's very festive. It's the perfect read right now as I'm like waiting for Christmas and all the excitement that comes along with that. I'm so far highly recommending it. And then also, unexpectedly, last night, I was scrolling on Instagram and came across like a promotional reel for somebody's holiday book. And the scene was that the FMC was involved in some kind of accident and she was in the hospital and the FMC was like really concerned. And if you know, like that's my trope. Like, hurt comfort is my most used tag on AO3, okay? Like, caretaking, when the FMC is in peril and the MMC is feral, that's my jam. If that's in a book, like, there's a 98% chance higher that I'm gonna read it. Just because of that trope. So I was intrigued, and then I looked it up on Kindle, because it's on Kindle Unlimited, and the blurb sounded really interesting, so I started reading it last night, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm only like 4 chapters in. But it's called Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley. So far it's so fun, because our MMC, he's British, he's giving spy energy, he's giving James Bond. He's basically like some sort of contract person who gets hired by rich people to retrieve stolen items and artifacts. I think he works for museums sometimes too, but he's like a thief for thieves, I guess. He steals back things that have been stolen, which is like kind of hilarious, but I'm really intrigued, and I just feel like it's gonna be a very fun holiday read that's not like a classic small town holiday read. There's that element of like Spy Master that is maybe less traditional in a holiday small town romance, but I'm really excited about it because I love a mystery subplot. Love it. So I'm actually very pumped about this. So now I have about an hour before I have to head to work, so I'm going to eat my breakfast, drink my hot chocolate, and read this book until I have to go to work. And I'm actually very happy and excited with it. I love seasonal reading. I really do. It's bringing me so much joy right now. Like, I feel so happy. I just really want a day on one of my days off where we have like a big snowstorm where I can stay inside, have all my Christmas lights on, be super cozy, and read holiday romance all day. I'm like keeping my fingers crossed that like the stars align and I get my perfect snow day sometime very soon, because I want it so bad. It's so cozy. Dinner sizzling away in the background, but I thought I would do a quick update while it's cooking because I finished Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley, and it was really cute. I really devoured it. It was just like a fun holiday themed novella, kind of like a silly good time with the sort of like heist aspect and spy aspect to it. It just added an extra layer of fun, and I did really enjoy it. I think I'm giving it a 3.75 stars. I feel like there was some spots that I wish were more developed or like had spent longer either like introducing or prepping. Like, I feel like the FMC sort of like accepted our MMC's story about being a spy or like a thief hunter like far too easily. And I would have loved a little bit more of like a chase with that, where she's like, you're crazy and you want me to help you? That's insane. But overall, it was a really good time. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. I am still reading The Gingerbread Bakery. I really want to finish that audiobook tomorrow while doing like a holiday puzzle. I am off tomorrow, and I think that's just going to be the perfect way to spend part of the day. So that's my plans for that. I'll finish that tomorrow. And I have started Unsteady by Peyton Curran today at work. I'm literally only 46 pages in, but so far really enjoying this. I know this is technically not like a holiday read, but it is on my holiday/winter TBR, so I feel like it counts. And it's a hockey romance. Hockey season reminds me of winter, in which Christmas takes place in the northern hemisphere. This is me trying to draw a connection to make it fit as like a holiday read, but like, it's not that serious. I don't know why I feel like I have to justify it. Anyways, this is what we're reading tonight. I am really excited. I have sort of been craving a hockey romance the last couple of days, so I'm very excited to get into that. And so far I'm really liking this one. I really like the mental health rep that I can see starting here with like sort of like anxiety and panic attacks. So far I'm really enjoying it, and it's really making me want to go skating already. 46 pages in. I'm like, I want to go to the rink and go skating. Hilarious. Anyways, that's what we are reading tonight. That's the update so far. I'm gonna go check on my dinner and make sure I'm not burning it. And then my plans this evening are to quite literally spend the rest of the evening reading this book, which is basically an evening in heaven for me. Good evening. Please excuse whatever is happening here. The last 2 days have been cozy days off, prioritizing rest and relaxation. And so we're in our coziest clothes. My hair is doing whatever it wants, and I have no makeup on. So we're just gonna have to live with whatever's happening here because I'm just gonna let myself relax, even in the vlogs. But I did finish Unsteady last night by Peyton Corinne. I loved it so much. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 stars. It's sort of this like angsty college romance where both of our main characters have some sort of trauma that they're overcoming, and they find solace and calm within each other, and that sort of develops into a relationship, and it's really good. I loved it. I love an angsty book. I really do. I really do. And I love the mental health rep in this one. It was so sweet. A little bit heartbreaking, but I loved those characters so much, and I've been thinking about them all day. I loved it. I had such a great time. A lot of people said that I would really like it, or that they also really liked it. When I posted my holiday winter TBR, a lot of people were excited for me to read it and to hear my thoughts about it. So I am very happy to report that I loved it, and I am really excited to continue this series. But I have this weird thing where I have trouble going into the next book in an interconnected standalone series, particularly in a contemporary romance setting. I think I just get like so attached to the characters from the first book that I have a hard time going into the next book, staying in that world but not following those characters and seeing more of them who I've like fallen in love with. And so if I don't like create some distance and take some time away from the world, then sometimes I soft DNF the second book because I'm just like not connecting to it. And I do really think that it's going to be a really good series, so I do want to like give it a hot second. So I'm not jumping right into Unloved, which is the next book in the series, which follows our FMC Sadie's best friend Ro and another hockey player on the team who's like pretty well known for being like a playboy. And I do think that story is going to be really good too. So I want to go into it with a good frame of mind. So we're going to give it a little bit of time before I jump into that book and start something else. But I am very much in a hockey romance mood, so I was looking at my shelves this morning trying to figure out like what I was going to read, and I don't have all that many hockey romances that I haven't read on my bookshelves. I need more. I just love reading hockey romances this time of year. It feels so comforting and nostalgic. So I definitely need more, and I've definitely been in the mood for hockey romance. So while I was doing my nails today, which took a majority of the day, takes forever, which here's a little peek, my little holiday Christmas nails, I decided to continue Consider Me by Becca Mack. I had started this earlier in the year, and I have a toxic habit of peeking ahead in books. Sorry, my voice is struggling today. Or reading the last sentence / paragraph before I start it, very early on in the book. I get in trouble for it. My coworkers, my friends yell at me for doing it. But I'm impatient, I'm nosy, I don't like suspense. So I will peek to figure out like what's going on, and then usually like 9 times out of 10 it builds anticipation and excitement for me to keep going with the book. Not that I only do it if I'm considering DNFing a book. I do it for probably every book that I read because I'm impatient. I just want to know what happens, or I want to confirm a theory or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily spoil the book for me because I don't know how we get to that point. I don't read enough to know like how we get there. Just read enough to give me an inkling as to what's going on and be like, oh my god, I need to hurry up and keep reading so I can figure out what's going on or how we got there. Now, sometimes this does bite me in the ass, and I see something I didn't want to see, I didn't want to know. And sometimes it creates feelings of dread as I keep reading because I'm like, I know something bad is going to happen. And I'm not mentally prepared, and then I get scared. And most of the time I keep reading and I finish the book, but sometimes I have to soft DNF because I'm like, I can't right now, I just can't. And that's what happened with Consider Me, because I peeked ahead and I caught wind of the drama that's about to happen, and I was like not prepared to deal with it vicariously. You know what I mean? So I set it down for a while knowing I would go back to it because it is a series that I do really want to read. I feel like it's much beloved in the book community. It's Canadian, it's right up my alley, and I do want to keep reading the series. I love the covers, I think they're so cute, etc., etc. There's a multitude of reasons that I just want to keep reading them. And then I remembered that I had decided to buy the audiobook version on Libro FM because if I couldn't like read it physically, then maybe I could hurry up and finish it and get through the part I'm scared about through audio. And I just never finished it. So I decided while I was doing my nails to pick that book up and listen to it. And that's what I did. So I am now roughly like 75% of the way through that book. It says I have an hour and 34 minutes left. And of course, I think we are just about to get to the point where the drama happens. I'm scared, but I do really want to finish that. So I think we're gonna read that. And then also I have The Gingerbread Bakery, still haven't finished it. Was so sad because I had a Libby library loan for this book that I was reading it from, and I only had it for 7 days, and I thought I had more time, and yesterday it got returned before I could finish it, and I'm so sad. But then I remember that Spotify audiobooks exist. I often forget about Spotify audiobooks, and so I have hours that I can use. So I'm gonna finish that book too this evening. I'm gonna try through Spotify, because I've really been enjoying that one. So I definitely want to finish that. And if I can get those 2 books finished this evening, I think I'll be so happy, so excited, and it'll be like a perfect evening. And I've decided that I'm going to listen to my audiobooks while doing a holiday puzzle. The first of many holiday puzzles that I have. These are my favorite puzzles. They're the Indigo and Nicole Lalonde / Haubrey collaboration puzzles. They're only 500 pieces, but the pictures are so cute, and all the pieces are soft touch like the boxes, and so they're just a great like sensory experience to put together as well as like a cute picture. I did one of these in the fall. Absolutely loved it. Super obsessed. So I'm definitely entering into like my puzzle era. It's one of my new cozy hobbies, and I'm loving it. So I think I'm gonna start this puzzle. This one is Homemade Holidays. It's a cute little kitchen scene that I'm absolutely obsessed with. So cute, so cozy. I feel like it's perfect for the beginning of holiday season because I feel like it matches the vibe of the beginning of holiday season where you've decorated, you started baking, you're getting ready for Christmas. That's the vibe it's giving me. So I think I'm going to start that tonight. I need to turn a light on. It's getting so dark. Of course it's behind me, so now we have like backlit. So I'm going to do this puzzle. I have a cup of tea in my favorite holiday mug, and we're gonna listen to my audiobooks. And that's where I'm gonna spend my evening on a day off. And I'm so happy, so excited. I just feel like when I think about spending my evening like that, you know, let's go, let's do it. morning, friends. I managed to finish both of the audiobooks I was reading yesterday while doing my puzzle. Let me show you the progress. Here's where we got to in the puzzle. I got pretty far, actually. I'm really happy with that. I love these indigo puzzles. They're just so soft touch, cozy. The pictures are really cute, and they're only 500 pieces, so I feel like they're like really manageable to like work on in an evening and like spend a cozy time doing something fun without being overwhelmed. So I definitely think I'm gonna finish that today, but I thought we should do a little bit of a wrap up of the books that we read this week because I got some good ones in. I read 3 books this week, 2 of which are from my holiday winter TBR, and a third one that could count towards that TBR also because it fits right in with the rest of what's on my TBR. In this vlog we read The Gingerbread Bakery, which is a really cute Hallmark style rom-com. It's second chance, dual timeline, sort of like flashbacks, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star. Our FMC and MMC in this book, Annie and Mac, had sort of like a holiday fling when they were both, I think, 19. But Mac was going away, leaving their small town to do some traveling and sort of discover what kind of life he wanted. And they had plans to meet up a year after he left, and he never showed, which broke Annie's heart. And so then 8 years later, he moves back to the small town, still very much in love with Annie, and she hates his guts. And ever since he's gotten back, he's been trying to figure out how he can get her to forgive him and give him a second chance. Now his 2 of their really close friends are getting married, and they're both in the wedding party having to work together. Their spark sort of reignites, and they finally have to confront the rift between them, even though Annie really doesn't want to, but Mac would love nothing more. And it's really cute. You get to see sort of how they meet and come together when they were young, and those chapters coincide with them reigniting and coming back together. So I really liked the symmetry in that. I'm not normally a dual timeline girly, but this one was really well done, and I really liked that the then chapters coincided with the now chapters that they were surrounded by. So I did think it was really well done, and it added to the story, and I did really enjoy sort of seeing those chapters work in tandem to tell Annie and Mac's story. It's probably my favorite of the Dream Harbor books so far, but I will say that I think that it ended way too quickly. They sort of reconciled and became a couple like 2 chapters before the end of the book, and that was just like it. It felt almost anticlimactic in a way because we spent so much of the book avoiding the topic. So I would have loved there to be like a grander decision from Annie to be like, you know what, you're right, I want this, let's try. And then I would have loved to see them sort of like take time together to sort of like refine themselves in an adult relationship before it ended. But that's just like a nitpicky thing. Like I think I'm still giving it 4 stars because I did really like it. Hey friends, future editing Brooke here. I'm realizing that we actually read 4 books and not 3 this past week, and I completely forgot to talk about Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley. This was a Kindle Unlimited read. This is a really fun holiday read following Jensen, our MMC, who's a thief hunter. He's giving James Bond energy. He's this posh British man who hunts down thieves of precious goods, and he thieves the items back to return them to their rightful owner. And he finds himself in a small town just outside of Seattle for a job right before the holiday season. And he's staying in our FMC Natalie's apartment slash loft space above the garage in the house that she shares with her sister and her niece that they rent out as an Airbnb because there's nowhere else for him to stay in this small town last minute right before Christmas. So Jensen is in this small town hunting a man hiding out after having stolen a precious necklace, and Natalie is an ER nurse whose department goes on strike, leaving her stressed for money weeks before Christmas. And Jensen, who sticks out in this small town like a sore thumb, sees an opportunity to enlist Natalie's help in not only finding the thief, but making him fit in and avoid detection. And the 2 start working together, and it was a really fun holiday romance with the interesting twist of having like a spy adventure mixed in with your classic small town holiday romance. And I think I'm giving this one like a 3.75 stars. I devoured this. I had so much fun reading it. It was the perfect book for me to pick up, and I found this one actually while scrolling on Instagram from a marketing moment from the author. And what hooked me is that there is a scene in this book where the FMC ends up in the hospital and the MMC kind of freaks out about it, and that is my jam. That and that alone got me to pick up this book, and once I did, I did not regret it. I had so much fun. It's just kind of like an exciting good time while still being on theme, if you know what I mean. It was great. I loved it. And I can't believe I forgot to talk about it. That's crazy. On to the next one. And then we read Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, which is a hockey romance, which I loved so much. It's kind of like an angsty college hockey romance. Our FMC Sadie and our MMC Reese both have like some trauma going on. Reese took a really bad hit in the last hockey season. He's the captain of his college's hockey team, and he took a really bad hit that left him in the hospital and with PTSD, and he had really bad panic attacks. And our FMC Sadie comes from a really like tumultuous childhood and family. Her mother left when she and her siblings were young, and her dad became an alcoholic. So she had to assume a parental role for her two younger brothers, all while trying to juggle school and skating. And her family life is so rough that she doesn't like to let anybody in. She has a very closed circle of people that she opens up to. But when she discovers Reese mid-panic attack at an early ice time, she can't help but want to try and help him. And they sort of realize that they find a sense of calm in each other, and they start to get close, but they have to work through their trauma to be able to let themselves open up and be as close as they would like with each other. It's really cute. I really liked it. Reese is such like a golden retriever, top tier book boyfriend. He's very like protective of her and very caring, and they just have this kind of relationship where they don't necessarily need to hide from each other like they do with everyone else. Even though they hide certain aspects of their life, like Reese hides his accident from Sadie for a long time and Sadie hides her family life, they sort of have this ability to see through each other's bull, and just without making a big deal of it, being able to help in a way that doesn't make them feel inconvenient or a burden. And I really enjoyed that aspect. They might be a top tier book couple for me. I really loved them. I thought they were really cute. I think I'm giving the book a 3.75. No, a 4.75. That's what I meant. My gosh. How could I rate it that low? Did you see the fear in my eyes when I realized I said 3? A 4.75 out of 5 stars. I loved it that much. I haven't really been able to stop thinking about it. I just keep playing things in my head over and over. I feel like that book is gonna live rent-free in my brain for a while. But I love an angsty romance so much. I like when the characters have to work for their happy ever after, and they definitely did in this one. And lastly, we read Consider Me. Well, we finished Consider Me, which I had started earlier in the year, by Becca Mack, which is another hockey romance. Clearly, I'm in a hockey romance mood right now, but I definitely associate that with winter. So if you have any recommendations for other hockey romances I should read, hit a girl up. Consider Me was really good. It's very quirky, it's funny. There are lots of moments where I was like actually laughing out loud at the banter, and the audiobook is pretty good. The narrator's like female voice, and even her male voice is a little bit cringe, but it's okay. But overall it was pretty good. I did think it was a little bit long-winded for a romance book. I thought there was a lot that we could have like cut down to make it a stronger story or like a tighter story, but I did really enjoy it. I love a good hockey romance. Hold on, my breakfast is ready. So for that reason, I think I'm giving it like a 3.75, which isn't a bad rating. It just took me actual months to be able to finish it, but I did still enjoy it, and I will be continuing with the series eventually. But that's what we've read so far. That now ticks off 3 titles from the holiday TBR. I'm making pretty good progress. I'm actually really excited. But that is the end of the vlog. I will be posting more reading updates on my Instagram, so if you aren't following me there but want to know how the rest of my holiday TBR sort of goes, keep an eye on my Instagram for like more live updates on my reading. It's linked down below, hence why I'm finger gun pointing. But yeah, I had a really fun time. I feel like we got some cozy holiday reading in, and I'm really happy that we're starting on my holiday puzzles too. I can't wait to keep reading holiday winter reads. I'm having such a blast. They're just so fun, and I love being able to like put my Christmas lights on and for it to be snowing and me read a book that matches the vibe and the weather of the season. Like there's just something more comforting than that to me. And the other day, I feel like I manifested kind of like snowstorm day off vibes, and it was chef's kiss. It was like the perfect cozy day. So hopefully we have more of those, because there's something just so satisfying and like right with the world when you're reading a winter themed, holiday themed book with your holiday decorations and a crazy snowfall. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.